Starting with 1 million luck points. Chapter 91, Supernatural Han Pu. Dark Gods. Commander Zhou's furious voice sounded through his gritted teeth. At this critical moment, the Dark Gods had actually destroyed the most important laser rail cannon in the city. This undoubtedly doomed them all. The other Grand Masters were stunned when they heard Commander Zhou's words. However, when they regained their senses, they all became furious. Clearly, they understood why the laser rail cannon team did not respond. However, at this moment, no matter how furious they were, there was no point in hating the Dark Gods. Commander Zhou and the other Grand Masters naturally understood this. Therefore, they could only suppress the anger in their hearts as they watched the Overlord-level demon beast crazily destroy the high wall defense line. They all thought hard to come up with a solution. Boom! At this moment, a stream of light quickly streaked over from the horizon and landed beside Commander Zhou and the others. This figure was wearing a blue tight protective suit. His face was thin, but his skin was as fair as a baby's. His entire body did not seem to have any aura, but as he stood there, he was like a mountain that made people worship and revere him. Senior Han. Commander Zhou was stunned for a moment before being pleasantly surprised. It's the supernatural Grandmaster, Han Pu. He actually arrived early. That's great. The other Grandmasters, including He Biao, revealed excited expressions. Every supernatural expert was the pillar of the human race. They could fight terrifying demon overlords and charge to the front lines to make huge contributions to the human race. Han Pu heaved a sigh of relief. Looking at the terrible situation in front of him, he said with some fear, "I rushed over at full speed as soon as I received the emergency distress signal from you, Commander Zhou. Fortunately, I was not too far from Huadong City. Otherwise, judging from the situation, even if I rushed over, the Huadong City would be finished." Commander Zhou said excitedly, "It is indeed very fortunate, Senior Han. Let's put the small talk aside for now. Now that the city is in danger, the 3 Overlord-level demon beasts have to be dealt with as soon as possible." Han Pu nodded and quickly condensed a spear made of special metal. "Commander Zhou, regroup and form the defensive line as soon as possible. Block the opening. Leave these 3 demon overlords to me," he said quickly. "All right, thank you, Senior Han." Commander Zhou heard the confidence in Han Pu's voice and could not help but heave a sigh of relief. Boom! Boom! Immediately, He Biao, Zhenhong, and the other Grand Masters rushed to the openings of the defensive line to resist a large number of demon beasts. Han Pu charged towards the giant bear. With a low shout, Han Pu rushed into the air. The spear in his hand suddenly emitted countless golden lights. These lights were like feathers as they pierced towards the giant bear. Pu! 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 Countless bloody holes appeared on the giant bear's body as it roared in pain. The other 2 demon overlords, a giant snake and a giant alligator, also moved. They surrounded and attacked from both sides. "Humph, you want to surround me?" Han Pu sneered in his heart. He stepped on the giant bear's shoulder and ejected with a bang, escaping like a rocket. Then, he turned around and stabbed again. The spear exploded with a bang and pierced through one of the giant alligator's legs like a pillar of light. The huge alligator roared and swept its tail at Han Pu like a long whip. Facing the huge alligator's lightning-like whip, Han Pu, who was floating in the air, moved away. Although Commander Zhou and the others were blocking a large number of demon beasts, their attention was still focused on Han Pu, who was fighting 3 Overlord-level demon beasts. Beautiful. Haha, as expected of a supernatural Grandmaster. Only supernatural experts can move and dodge freely in the air. He Biao and the other Grandmasters could not help but praise. Howe, who had just arrived at the defensive line of the East Station, heard a sound from his ear mic. He could not help but look at Han Pu, who was fighting against the 3 demon beasts outside the high wall and was not at a disadvantage. Is this what a supernatural grandmaster is like? He's indeed very strong. A smile appeared on his face. Although he had opened the mystery box and obtained the sky-splitting divine technique and the god-slaying saber and was not at all inferior to a supernatural grandmaster, Zhou was still happy to have the support of a supernatural expert. He opened the virtual screen and looked at the bottom right corner. Luck points, 227,13,200, current level, achievable dreams. After destroying the insect race army at the West Station and North Station, Zhou had accumulated another 10 million luck points. However, because the strength of the insect race mainly relied on the bulk of its low-level insect beasts, there were not many powerful king-level and general-level insect beasts. Otherwise, the luck points Zhou obtained from killing the insect race army would have been more than 10 million. I've struck gold this time. Zhou was in a good mood. With more than 20 million luck points, it meant that Zhou could get almost all the top-grade items in the silver mystery box. Moreover, there were still many demon beasts outside the defense line of the East Station, especially general-level demon beasts. Those were the ones that gave Zhou the most luck points. Chapter 92, Senior Zhou, are you a monster? Swoosh. He rushed to Commander Zhou and the other Grandmasters. Senior Zhou. Senior Zhou, why? Why did you come to the East Station? How's the situation at the West Station and North Station? He Biao and the other Grandmasters asked anxiously. They had not forgotten that the Beast Wave attack this time was a joint attack by the Demon Beasts and Insect Beasts. Zhou smiled and said, it's already been resolved. There aren't many powerful insect beasts at the North Station. Upon hearing this, Commander Zhou and the other Grandmasters immediately relaxed. The powerful demon beast and insect beast that had been attacking the 3 lines of defense of the West Station and North Station had been dealt with. Now, even the Overlord-level demon beasts of the East Station were being resisted by Senior Han. At this point, the safety of the city was basically guaranteed. Reporting to Commander, the large number of insect beasts at the West Station has been cleaned up. Reporting to Commander, the large number of insect beasts at the North Station has been cleaned up. The military personnel from the 2 stations had also completely cleaned up the remaining insect beasts. Commander Zhou was stunned. Division Leader Gong, Division Leader Zhou, are you sure you've finished clearing the insect beast army? There are nearly 1 million of them. Haha, Commander, the Senior Zhou that you sent to support us is too valiant. He killed most of the insect beasts alone. The rest that were left behind were naturally easy to deal with. Yeah, if not for the fear of disturbing you, Commander, we would have reported it long ago. Division Leader Gong and Division Leader Zhou, who were in charge of the West and North Station's defense lines, laughed. Only then did Commander Zhou shift his gaze to Zhou again and ask in disbelief, Lord. Senior Zhou, you killed all the insect beasts at the North Station. He Biao, Zhenhong, and the other Grandmasters were also stunned when they heard this. They all looked at Zhou. Just like Commander Zhou, they thought that Zhou had only dealt with the insect generals. But now, it seemed that wasn't the case. Zhou smiled and said, that's right. I got bored after killing all the insect generals, so I decided to kill those low-level insect beasts as well. As soon as he said this, He Biao, Zhenhong, and the other Grandmasters were completely dumbfounded. They did not doubt Zhou's words at all because they had witnessed Zhou's strength before. Moreover, they simply felt that someone so powerful had no reason to lie. In other words, Zhou had really killed nearly 1 million insect beasts on his own. Most importantly, it had only taken less than 10 minutes. There were nearly 1 million of them. Even if it was up to the Grandmasters, with the efficiency of killing 1,000 insect beasts in a minute, it would still take them a total of 15 to 16 hours. Senior Zhou, are you a monster? This is too. I'm completely convinced. He Biao, Zhenhong, and the other grandmasters were at a loss for words. Commander Zhou was also speechless. Zhou Hao's performance was too powerful. To a certain extent, he was even more abnormal than a supernatural grandmaster. After all, even if he was a supernatural grandmaster, it was still impossible for him to kill nearly 1,000,000 insect beasts in such a short period of time. You're too kind. It's actually nothing. I just learned a secret technique that allows me to kill enemies in a wide range. Zhou Hao said as he slashed out like a demonstration. Swoosh. A terrifying saber aura swept out quickly with a sharp tearing intent. The tens of thousand demon warriors and hundreds of demon generals in front of him were instantly slashed into half by the saber aura. The high walls that had collapsed were instantly cleared. Commander Zhou, He Biao, Zhenhong, and the other grandmasters were completely dumbfounded when they saw this. Their mouths gaped open. Roar! Roar! However, at this moment, the three terrifying Overlord-level demon beasts roared angrily, their bodies suddenly emitting an extremely large amount of energy. This energy instantly condensed into flames, poisonous fog, water arrows, and other large-scale attacks. They quickly spread across the entire sky, drowning the supernatural expert, Han Pu. Commander Zhou and the others did not have the time to be shocked as they shouted worriedly, "Senior Han." Zhou Hao was also shocked. He did not expect that the innate divine power unleashed by a demon overlord would be even more terrifying than the seven-tailed cloud mink he had killed last time. They could even affect the spatial environment. Boom! Suddenly, a golden light flashed from the area enveloped by the flames, poison, and water arrows. Chapter 93, Cloud Mink King. Han Pu, who was covered in light, rushed out. The blue tight suit on his body was like a spider as dozens of blue tentacles shot out and locked onto the bear's head. Then, with a pull, Han Pu himself directly rushed out of the encirclement. Commander Zhou and the other grandmasters heaved a sigh of relief when they saw this. Boom! However, at this moment, in the area covered by the flames, poison, and water arrows, a palm hundreds of meters wide suddenly condensed and slapped towards Han Pu. With this slap, the air in the entire world froze. Han Pu turned around, his pupils constricting extremely as he said in fear, "A high-level overlord." As soon as he finished speaking, the palm slapped down. Han Pu's body was directly slapped to the ground, creating a huge pit almost 1,000 meters tall. Bang! 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 Immediately after, the ground shook crazily like a level 10 earthquake. Zhou Hao and the others couldn't help but look at the wilderness area. They saw a 1,000-meter-tall mink-shaped creature slowly walking over on the ground. With every step, it crossed 10,000 meters. In the blink of an eye, the Cloud Mink King arrived outside the high wall. Cough cough, this is the Cloud Mink King. Han Pu struggled to stand up from the huge pit. His face was covered in blood, and his eyes were filled with despair. Commander Zhou, why have you provoked a demon beast of this level? Commander Zhou's body trembled. Could it be, because we killed the seven-tailed Cloud Mink? It was probably a direct descendant of the Cloud Mink King. He Biao, Zhenhong, and the other grandmasters also came to a realization. No wonder terrifying demon overlords appeared in this beast wave attack. It turned out that they were being controlled by a high-level overlord beast, Cloud Mink King. It's over. The Cloud Mink King is a powerful presence in the area around Huadong City. Even supernatural experts don't dare to casually provoke this beast. I didn't expect us to provoke such an existence. The grandmasters, who had just seen hope, instantly fell into despair. Even the supernatural expert, Han Pu, could do nothing. They could only wait for death. If the laser rail cannon was still here, we could have relied on that weapon to fight to the death. Unfortunately, Commander Zhou gritted his teeth. At this moment, he hated the dark gods to the core. However, He also knew that if the Dark Gods hadn't destroyed the laser rail cannon, the Cloud Mink King probably wouldn't have appeared. The 1,000-meter-tall Cloud Mink King swept its cold gaze across these human experts. A group of ants actually dared to kill the direct descendant of my Cloud Mink race. You guys must be really tired of living. From today onwards, the Huadong city will cease to exist. Roar! 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 The 3 Overlord-level powerful demon beasts roared one after another, and the remaining hundreds of thousands of demon beasts also roared together. The beast roars shook the heavens and the earth. Sigh, looks like I have to do it myself. But that's good too. I was the one who killed the 7-tailed Cloud Mink. Since you're its senior, I can only kill you too. Suddenly, a faint voice sounded. Swoosh! 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 Not only did Commander Zhou and the others look towards the source of the voice, the Cloud Mink King, the 3 demon overlords, and the other king-level demon beasts also looked over. Howe slowly took a few steps forward in red armor. The Cloud Mink King's cold eyes were void of emotion. It said coldly, "Was it you who killed my descendant? You insignificant ant." "That's right." Howe nodded, but his attention was focused on the virtual screen of the Heaven Dao software. Luck points, 234,13,200, current level, achievable dreams. In just half a minute, his luck points had increased by nearly 700,000 again. Hee, do you really think you can kill me? The Cloud Mink King's cold voice was filled with disdain. Commander Zhou and the other Grandmasters all shook their heads. Even the extraordinary Grandmaster, Han Pu, was not a match for the Cloud Mink King. Even if Senior Zhou had done many impressive deeds, they still did not believe that he could resist the Cloud Mink King, who was a high-level demon overlord. "Senior Zhou, come back quickly. We'll fight to the death. You and Senior Han will take the opportunity to escape and prepare to rebuild the Huadong city." "That's right, Senior Zhou, don't be rash. Senior Han is an extraordinary expert after all and has many methods. He should be able to escape with you." He Biao, Zhenhong, and the other Grandmasters shouted anxiously. Howe had helped the Huadong city enough. They did not want to see him die here. However, Howe was unmoved. He raised his eyes and looked indifferently at the Cloud Mink King. He said casually, "How would I know if I don't try?" Chapter 94, Beaten Up. As Howe spoke, he quickly filled in the boxes of cultivation techniques, medicinal pills, and weapons. Then, he spent more than 20 million luck points in an instant. I hope the system won't disappoint me. After all, my status says achievable dreams. At that moment, Howe took a deep breath, and his heart raced. He stared intently at the silver mystery box. 10 consecutive boxes. As he clicked on it subconsciously, the silver mystery box directly occupied the entire virtual screen. It quickly spun before exploding. Ding! Congratulations on obtaining a rare top-grade cultivation technique 9 Revolutions golden body art from the silver mystery box. Ding! Congratulations on obtaining a rare top-grade weapon, the Black Tortoise Divine Turtle Armor, from the silver mystery box. Ding! Congratulations on obtaining 1000 roses. Ding! Congratulations on obtaining 1000 Heaven Dao coins. Ding! Congratulations on obtaining a rare top-grade primordial blood pill. The items have been placed in your backpack. Please take note. The system announcement kept reminding him. At the same time, a public announcement appeared in the system. Congratulations user, I am just an ordinary person for obtaining a 3rd level cultivation technique in the silver mystery box. Congratulations for obtaining a 3rd level weapon. Congratulations for obtaining a 3rd level medicinal pill. In less than half an hour, the system sent 3 consecutive messages. Damn, it's this, I'm just an ordinary person again. What? Is this guy even human? How could he obtain 3 rare level items? How is this possible? How on earth did this person do it? I admit that I'm really jealous. What the heck? Why? Why does he get to obtain so many rare level items when I can't even get a single one? This time, a large number of users in the software went wild. Zhou had gotten 6 rare level items in a single day. Zhou caused quite a stir. However, at this moment, he did not have the time to care about this. After obtaining 3 rare level items, he heaved a sigh of relief. I spent more than 20 million luck points. I've accomplished my goal. It was worth it. Zhou did not forget his situation. He hurriedly turned to his personal page and prepared to extract the 3 items. The moment Zhou clicked on the 9 Revolutions Golden Body Art, information surged in. The 9 Revolutions Golden Body Art is a peerless physical establishment cultivation technique from the ancient primordial era. This cultivation technique is powerful and terrifying. Regular mystery boxes only allow up to 3 revolutions while silver mystery boxes allow up to 6 revolutions. Please note. Upon seeing this, Zhou immediately cursed, "Damn, what a scam." Humans always boast shamelessly, but their endings are usually very tragic. Today, you will end up dead in my hands, just like those other human experts. The Cloud Mink King's cold voice sounded again. As it spoke, it raised its huge claw and slapped down. Boom! The surrounding airflow froze as a terrifying pressure descended from the sky. Zhou instantly felt as if his body was pressed down by a mountain and felt like he was ceaselessly sinking. It was as if his skin and bones had been broken. Without having the time to continue cursing and checking the information, he hurriedly received the 9 Revolutions Golden Body Art, incomplete, the Black Tortoise Divine Armor, and the Primordial Blood Pill. Boom! At this moment, the Cloud Mink King's huge claw had already swatted down. Senior Zhou. Damn it, damn it! Cloud Mink King. Commander Zhou and the others watched as the spot where Zhou was standing instantly turned into a huge pit. All of them were heartbroken. After all, Zhou was not a supernatural expert and did not have a powerful protective suit. Facing the Cloud Mink King's attack, he was simply unable to withstand it. Han Pu was currently heavily injured and had no strength to save Zhou. He could only watch as the expert died under the Cloud Mink King's huge claw. In the huge pit, the black tortoise set armor on Zhou's body transformed in an instant. The special stretchable material was instantly covered in an ancient turtle shell pattern. This pattern emitted an ancient aura, as if it was a divine turtle that was absorbing the essence of the sun and moon. At the same time, the dragon elephant wisdom technique caused Zhou's blood essence to undergo a crazy transformation. Zhou's bones and meridians were instantly covered in a dark gold color. His blood was as viscous as mercury, and his heart beat extremely slowly. However, with every beat, the surrounding air trembled. First revolution. Under the huge claw, Zhou shouted. All the bones in his body emitted cracking sounds as his body emitted a strength that was even more terrifying than the ancient dragon elephant figure. Second revolution. The blood in his entire body circulated faster and gradually began to boil. The dark gold color in his bones and meridians deepened again. Third revolution. The viscous blood was mixed with a dark golden color. As it boiled, a monstrous strength surged, as if an ancient divine dragon had awoken. His bones and meridians gradually turned golden. Boom! As Zhou completed his third revolution, he raised his fist and punched it lightly. A supreme force that was like a tsunami storm directly pierced through the Cloud Mink King's huge claw. At the same time, an incomparably terrifying force swept out. Chapter 95, Senior Zhou, we're willing to be your mount. The 1,000-meter-tall Cloud Mink King was sent flying hundreds of meters away as if it had been struck by a giant hammer that was 10 times its size. The other 3 powerful Overlord-level demon beasts were also blasted flying by the aftershock of the collision, and they smashed into the ground beside the Cloud Mink King. As for the other hundreds of thousands of demon beasts, they were instantly crushed into pieces of meat by the terrifying pressure. Only the king-level demon beasts could barely support themselves as they were sent flying. The high wall defense behind them also collapsed like bubbles. However, Zhou controlled himself in time and did not let the aftermath of the collision affect Commander Zhou and the others. Then, Zhou leaped out and slowly landed on the ground. The tip of his foot stomped lightly on the ground, and his figure flashed in front of the Cloud Mink King's enormous body in the blink of an eye. As he looked at the Cloud Mink King that was covered in blood, he said indifferently, "Cloud Mink King, it seems that you're just as weak as your descendant. You're both trash that can't even withstand a single blow." The Cloud Mink King was instantly furious. Its 1,000-meter-tall body struggled to stand up. And just as it spoke, Zhou slashed out with his saber. Swoosh! A spatial rift almost 100 meters in length instantly appeared, and a terrifying tearing aura enveloped the Cloud Mink King. "And, how dare you do this to me?" Before the Cloud Mink King could finish speaking, its head and body quickly separated, falling down and rolling in front of Zhou. Slap! Zhou stomped over and crushed the Cloud Mink King's head as if he was stepping on a cockroach. The other 3 Overlord-level demon beasts were so frightened by this terrifying scene that their souls flew away. They scrambled and escaped frantically. Chi! Chi! Saber light appeared and directly cut their bodies into 2. Blood splattered across the wilderness. After killing the most threatening Cloud Mink King and the 3 feudal Overlord-level demon beasts, Zhou turned around and strode towards the dozens of king-level demon beasts. These king-level demon beasts were intelligent. At this moment, they did not dare to make the slightest movement and prostrate themselves on the ground. Spare us. Senior Zhou, please spare us. We are willing to be your mounts. Yes, we are willing to be your mounts forever." When Zhou heard the demon kings beg for mercy, he scoffed. "There are so many of you. I don't need so many mounts. Choose me. I'm the softest and most comfortable to sit on. I was born to be a mount. Sir, look at me. The hair on my back is very soft. You can even put a saddle on me." The demon kings shouted one after another. At this moment, Han Piu, Zhao, He Biao, Zhenhong, and the others were all standing rooted to the ground like wooden sculptures. The only thing on their minds was how Zhou completely blew their expectations. Not only did Zhou not die, but he even easily killed the insufferably powerful high-level overlord, the Cloud Mink King. And now, the demon kings were so scared they were even begging to be his mount. What happened in the last 10 seconds made them feel like they were in a dream. Han Piu was the first to recover from his shock. He stared fixedly at the red figure standing in front of dozens of huge king-level beasts. A 9th-grade supernatural grandmaster. This senior is definitely a peak-level 9th-grade supernatural grandmaster, he shouted crazily with admiration on his face. Only then did Commander Zhou and the other grandmasters react. All of them looked at Han Piu, their eyes subconsciously revealing confusion. "Senior Han, what is a 9th-grade supernatural grandmaster?" Commander Zhou couldn't help but ask. Han Piu looked back at Commander Zhou, took a deep breath, and slowly said, "The supernatural level has 9 grades, from the 1st grade to the 9th grade. And the difference in strength between each grade of a supernatural expert is incredibly huge. A 3rd-grade supernatural expert like me can easily deal with or even kill low-level overlord-level demon beasts and insects, as well as supernatural experts of the machine race. And supernatural grandmasters of the 3rd to 6th grade can kill intermediate-level overlord-level beasts. Some with extremely strong combat strength can even contend with high-level overlord-level demon beasts." At this point, he paused for a moment and cast his gaze at Zhou, his eyes burning. But to kill a high-level demon overlord, only supernatural experts above the 6th grade can do it. This senior seems to have not used his full strength to kill the Cloud Mink King just now. This shows that he is definitely a peak level 9th grade supernatural Grandmaster. After hearing this, the Grandmasters came to a realization. Among them, Zhenhong could not help but ask anxiously, "Senior Han, may I know how many 9th grade supernatural experts there are in our country?" Commander Zhou glared at him. He didn't think that it was appropriate to ask for such classified information. However, Han Pu did not mind. He shook his head and said, "It's extremely difficult for supernatural experts to make any small advancement. They require a large number of precious resources, but many of these resources are in the hands of the foreign races. Therefore, not only in our country, but even in the entire world, there aren't many experts who have broken through to the supernatural level." He sighed and continued, "As for the top supernatural experts above the 6th grade, their numbers are even fewer. 9th grade supernatural grandmasters who are able to easily kill a high-level overlord are almost as rare as a phoenix feather or a Kylan horn." The grandmasters were stunned before looking at Zhou Hao.